It's challenging when you write that check every single year to think about, maybe the impact that we're losing out on. Robert Reich was the former secretary of something in the government. I can't remember. And he's now gone. He's like retired, but he's off on his own right. And he talks all the time about how capitalism has moved to the complete opposite of, where maybe it used to be or where it was good for all. Now capitalism is surely only good for the 1%, right? It just feeds the machine. And so he talks out against this stuff. And he had a conversation yesterday with Dan Price of Gravity Payments, the payment processing company, who he said, I'm going to get rid of my salary. We're going to do a minimum salary for everyone in the company, 200 employees, of $70,000. And I myself am going to do a $70,000 salary, right? He gave up millions and stock options or whatever it was, and he lowered himself down to 70, and then everyone got 70 at a minimum. The people who were making 100 could still make their 100, but everybody got 70. And they've been watching the data of their organization over the last 5 years. The statistics that he railed off, and I can't do it from memory or whatever, but amount of those families and employees and people in debt lowered significantly. The number of births that they were having every year and time off and all that kind of shit, like 1 or 2 a year, went up to like 5 in a month, right? So they're having more, which is good, right? Creating more family. Like all of these different statistics, being able to afford their first home, right? Things like that. And so all of that was because they distributed the wealth, not equally or like socialism, right? But everybody had a reasonable fair share, right? And yeah, those that were higher paying execs or whatever, like they're still making their better money, but the floor was raised for everybody involved. And then all of the socioeconomic impact that then created. And Robert Reich loved this idea. He was like, you're not a CEO. This is crazy. This doesn't work. This can't work, right? Everybody keeps telling us this is not possible, right? And then he also offered like some great suggestions at how we maybe could course correct our society the way it is now, right? And they were fascinating. Like the infrastructure is already there. The stuff's already there. Let's just use it in a different way, right? And how that then would have a trickle down effect, right? Because that's what people, when all that money goes to the 1%ers' pockets, how does that then benefit our entire economy? And you're probably not even going to be able to tax it out of everybody either and make it benefit the greater good and benefit most. And again, it's not socialism. It's not just free handout type stuff. It's you've got a job and you should be secure in that job and be able to make enough, to get there. And it's just so hard in this rubric. And it's so out into the weeds where, somebody like Dan Price is so heavily judged, and he's told every single day that if he just did it the normal way, he could be a billionaire. Right? But he goes, what good does that really do me? Right? And so it was a fascinating discussion. All that money that we spend on tax dollars, what value do we really see? And the lost opportunity cost, right, of taking that money, investing it back into the business, investing it back into the teams, and then how you get that, good propagation of, all the good things that could come out of that, right? And so it's challenging when you write that check every single year to think about, maybe the impact that we're losing out on.